so these Chinese mini pruning saws, or what they call chainsaws, are actually really, like, a lot of people make fun of them and they think they're stupid, but I'm starting to really, really like them. So I have multiple different brands. T-Talk, I have Saker, I have, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many. Seesii, I have Lithium brand right here. Lithium brand, yeah, they even come in paper boxes. They come with all sorts of accessories. Now, the Makita, yeah, you're going to say, oh, what are you doing making a video, not knowing how to pronounce it correctly? But I call it Makita. My dad calls it Makita, and whatever. But would you be willing to spend this? I'm going to show you a picture of a price for this saw when you don't do that much sawing in the first place, when you can get this for $50 or less, sometimes even less than $25. On the high end, some of these stores are $60, but they come with so many like little doodads, like these non-useful little cutting gloves, these plastic like 33-cent safety glasses, but it still adds up to the value of the saw. Okay, so I'm going to try out almost every single saw that I can get on the freaking market. And no, they are not sending this shit to me for free. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of YouTubers make videos glowering over these things because these Chinese companies send them the items for free. I don't get such luxury because I don't have like 1 million subscribers. And so what I'm noticing, now I'm not saying all of them, because some of them say will be useful with a DeWalt battery or a Milwaukee battery or a Black & Decker battery. But for the most of it, mostly almost all of these brands work with one brand's 18-volt battery. Can you guess what it is? Makita. And yeah, so I'm finding with the 18-volt Makita batteries or non-OEM replacements, they're working. And it's the ones that are like BL1820B, BL1850B, BL1860 or 1860B, and so on and so forth. When I buy these cheap mini chainsaws, by the way, they're very useful. I'm not kidding you. I've actually cut through PVC pipe. Now, I don't recommend you playing with any of these as a toy. I did a video of me using one of these on another platform, and they actually banned my account because they thought that I was showing weapons. And no, their AI picked it up wrong because I was showing you a power tool that could be very dangerous. So be very careful. Use your 39-cent safety glasses, your 50-cent cutting gloves, and do this with precision, and don't be a total clod, or you could lose a digit or two. I also got one of these, and this is the Makita non-OEM charger. And I'm noticing that the batteries that these companies are sending are pretty much interchangeable with the Makita type things, or non-OEM even, or OEM. And so I found this little charger. Now, it comes with a different kind of charger. Now, when it's red, it's not charged yet. When it's green, it's fully charged. And it even tells you that right there. With these type of really chintzy wall adapters that you plug into the battery, and I'll show you. For example, you'll see this on your battery, and you plug in that adapter into here, and then plug one of these cheap chargers in the wall, and it'll take like sometimes anywhere between 2 to 6 hours to charge one of these batteries. I'm buying these really nifty Makita style battery chargers, and they're charging way quicker. And it tells you the ampage. It says 2 amp output, 18 to 21 volts. Really cool. So what I do is I slide these batteries on. They fit perfectly. And these charge the batteries up way quicker than those wall chargers. Not much quicker. If it's like completely dead, it will take a couple of hours probably. But I like this. I like this system better than the ones that come with the chainsaws. So I have so many chainsaws that I bought at least, I think, 6 of these because I don't like those wall adapters. These are much easier to, to work with. All right, so I got a bunch of these. I set up like a bag, a special bag for all these chargers. And what I'm noticing is that these are really, really great. Now, how can you tell if you have the Makita style? With these, now when I buy these cheap, inexpensive chainsaws, I make sure it's a Makita style. And I notice with the Makita styles, they'll have this. I don't know if you can see that in the battery. They'll have these little metal contacts, and then I make sure these little pieces are lined up. And I get non-OEM Makita style tools. For example, this one is great. It's 4 amp, and it's by SHINTYOOL, 21 volt. You'll be linked up to all these products in the description below the video. So instead of getting their little lousy 1.5 hour amp hour or 2 amp hour batteries that come with these, I grab a couple of these for like $30, and it comes with a wall charger. But I recommend those little Makita blue non-OEM chargers more than these because the wall chargers sort of suck. I say wall charger, I don't mean the blue Makita non-OEM style wall charger. I mean the AC adapter style. They suck. And these are really great because now you're doubling the length of time you can screw around in the yard with your mini Chinese chainsaw. For example, my Tai-Tok, or T-Tok, you say tomato, I say tomato, came with that crappy 2-amp battery. And this non-OEM Makita 4-amp battery fits this and many other saws, including the seesii or seesii, the Saker, the oh my god, the Lithium cheap brand, and many of these other saws. And how can you tell? You just look at the battery, and you'll pull out your battery. Oh, my bacon is ready, my microwavable bacon, and you see that those crazy looking contacts again, same shape, yep, same design, booyah! Now it's gonna fit into the other saws. Okay, my microwavable bacon is ready for my sandwich, but we interrupt this broadcasting I'm not going to eat it now. I'm not going to eat it now because I want to show you how the other Makita-style larger capacity batteries will fit these machines with no problem. Let's go ahead and push this baby in. And it's not easy when you have performance anxiety. Some of them are very resistant to push in, but look, here we go. Non-OEM, twice the capacity. Here's our cheap $29.99 lithium, or I think it's Wenner. I'll link you guys up. It starts with a W. The cheap saw, and let's take off its sheath. And here we go. It came with a lousy, I think 1.5 amp or 1 or 2 amp battery. And look at this. Here's our non-OEM Makita style 4 amp. Now they make 6 amp, and they make 8 amp, and 5.5 amp, and 5 amp. But here we go. Wow. So the original battery compared to, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. All right, so now these saws just became that much more useful because the Makita, you see the price, the Makita one, they want you to pay, and that doesn't include the battery. It's $286 on sale without the battery. With the battery, it's like $301, and they even give you free, look, they even give you free extra chains, free extra guards, free extra glasses, and cheap gloves, and all this other stuff. And guess what? You just have to supply yourself the oil. Okay, so the Makita is not going to give you a sheath. Some of these come with a sheath. They're not going to give you the cases. Well, this brand doesn't give you a case unless you buy the 2-battery version, which is double the price. But they're not going to give you safety glasses, cutting gloves. They're not going to give you this nifty case, this charger. They're not going to give you, sometimes in some cases, 2 batteries. Some of these come with 2 batteries, even if they're 2,000 mAh or 1,500 like milliamps per hour. They're not going to give you the little oiler bottle and the extra chains like these companies do. And yeah, so you're going to get a cheap Chinese instrument to a tool that's going to probably last maybe 6 or 10 or 20 times if you do heavy use. But if you maintain the damn saw and you get the resin cleaner and clean your blade, your guide bar, and you clean the inside of the engine and the motor and the gear wheel when you're done and the sawdust gets inside of there, and you oil your chain constantly, this thing can last you for some time and be very useful compared to the Makita brand and Milwaukee. And what's the other one? Steel. You say tomato, I say tomato, and all the other brands out there. So you're getting value for your dollar. And if you grab, I'm going to give you links to these batteries, these really great non-OEM batteries. Some of them will cost you about 60 ducks. I was going to say 60 ducks instead of bucks. $60 for a 4-pack. A 4-pack. When one of these batteries probably cost you $99 from Makita, without even the charger included. Complained about these adapter-style batteries. They work. They do work. They work well. They're chintzy and cheap, but I really like the other ones better. Guess what? It is now charged. By the way, in the time that I just made myself a bacon sandwich, well, it was almost already topped out at like 70%. But booyah! Look at that. Much quicker than the wall adapter ones, AC style. This one is the slide-on style, and I like it. So in the time I've just made myself 2 delicious bacon without the egg and cheese bagels, one for my husband and one for I just taught you something, that these mini chainsaws that everybody laughs at, by the way, I'll link you guys up to some of my other review videos of me cutting through branches and trees, are fantastic. Very interchangeable, which is quite surprising that Makita batteries work with most of these, not all of them. Again, look at the battery if you're buying one on Amazon, and try to look at a Makita battery or a non-OEM Makita battery and see if it pretty much lines up. You'll take a picture, look at side-by-side comparison. You'll see these little weird shaped contacts on here that look like little X's in there. And pretty much this will look very similar to the Makita, and you'll know pretty much you got a Makita style. There are ones that do not have this built into it, this little spot to plug your charger, your chintzy little wool adapter charger. And it actually works also, and it'll charge up with this style charger. These guys. And yeah, I'm going to link you guys up to that too. But it'll also work universally in the chainsaws. So it doesn't have to have if you don't see that, you're going to say, oh, but it's not going to work. Only the one with this will work. But nope, it works. They both work. Thanks for watching. See you guys all soon on the next one. And these are quite useful for what they are.